Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Feel Good Fridays. There we go. So, Feel Good Fridays is the MJKO Shape Your Life show where we share with you guys some good news from all over the world. Hashtag positive vibes only. I will be your host today, Coach Jimmy. So, let's get this show on the road. Alright, so first things first, please consider donating to MJKO. You can go to mjko.ca, click the red donate button. Yes, it's red donate button in the top right, and it will take you to our donation page. Alrighty, next, please check out the Shape Your Life website. You can go to shapeyourlifeboxing.com, alright, to find out what they're all about and all their social media channels down here. Alright, first story about a dog. Two dogs, actually. Let's take a listen.
Πόση ώρα είναι εδώ πέρα τώρα αυτά?
Εγώ το βρήκα 7 παρά. 7 και 25 σου είχα στείλει εγώ το πρώτο μήνυμα.
Τρέμ.
Somebody called me and they said there is a paralyzed dog in the road from last night and we cannot help the dog. When I drive there, I saw Bill is suffering. He was in a shock, breathing fast, paralyzed. I was feeling so sad about him. I always want to help. I took Bill to the vet straight away. I had the very bad news that his spine was broken. So I keep Bill.
So,
After many days,
he's a
somebody called
broken
me and
spine.
they say to me that
This
one
dog is
dog
missing a
that
leg.
from a car again, beautiful little girl with one of the back legs missing. So I took the dog with me to the same vet. They put the dog in the same box with Pio.
Whoa.
He was waiting for an operation. Pio, she had to be operated the next day, so they was together there all night.
Oh.
I noticed that Pio wants to be next to Pio all the time.
Oh, look how cute they are.
After the operation, I took them with me. In my shelter. I took out Pio first.
If the dog's paralyzed from like the
And he
hind
ran back
legs,
to go
does
back
he
to the
know
cage,
he's sitting?
because Pio was inside. When I take Pio away from the cage, she came next to Pio. We fall in love together right away. Right away.
Oh,
Pio
Fast and
Pio,
Furious
look at
with
Pio,
the
look at his
wheels.
girlfriend. She's always next to him.
They was very happy to be away from the cage. They wanted to go all over the place. They wanted to explore the world. Tio, she didn't let him go away from her eyes at all. I will hold Pio with me to put him in the wheelchair on to wash him. She's always screaming that she wants him next to her.
Tio? Tio.
She's screaming to be with him all the time.
Tio.
She has so strong voice. She's a very loyal girlfriend.
Look at Pio, look at Pio. He's protecting his girlfriend.
When Pio see other boys, he get a little bit jealous because the boys show off.
Hey, nice couple.
Feel bad for these dogs, but great on this guy for taking care of so many dogs. Until Pio is paralyzed from the hind legs, and then Tio is missing a leg.
I'm sorry, I'm not giving Tio along. If they will be adopted, they must be adopted together because they are in love together. I don't want to separate them. Tio and Tio, they can be adopted anywhere in Europe. It must be a house.
Wow, hopefully they get adopted together. Alright, let's move on to our next story. Turtles in Greece thrive as a result of the coronavirus lockdown and downturn in tourism. I feel like we've been reading a lot of stories of animals thriving and rebounding, stuff like that. So the beaches of, okay, I'm not gonna pronounce that because I don't know how to, are the most important nesting sites for the loggerhead turtles in the Mediterranean. Wow. The key population of turtles that nest on the Greek island has been given a rare respite from the pressure of tourism by the downturn. Okay. The lack of usual human interference has produced one of the best years on record for the large nests dug by female loggerhead turtles, with conservationists counting more than 1,500. I wonder what the numbers were when there were tourists. All right. Next story from Tanzania. Tanzania miner earns millions after second rare find. All right. So we've talked about this guy before. He found a rare gem, sold it for a few $1,000,000 in Tanzania. Now he finds another gem. How is that possible? Wow, this guy's lucky. Okay, so a Tanzanian small-scale miner who became an overnight millionaire in June. Okay, so this happened. So the first story happened in June, selling his 2 rough Tanzanite stones valued at 3.4 million or 2.6 pounds, has sold for another gem for 2 million. So in total, now he has 5.4 million in Tanzania. So 5.4 million USD in Tanzania. I wonder how much that is going to get him. So the third discovery by him weighed 14 pounds. Wow. Tanzanite is only found in northern Tanzania and is used to make ornaments. Let's see. I want to see what he's going to use this on. He urged his fellows. Okay. Okay, so he's a father of more than 30 children. He told he would hold a party. All right. By Monday, he said he would use the money oh, yes, 30 kids. I might have to claim to be 31, you know. I need a rich parent right now. I know, he's just kidding. Good on him, though. Next story. Therapy llama. Caesar, the no-drama llama, calms tension at protest. That's insane. Who has a pet llama? That is actually hilarious. Okay, so the protests in Portland, Oregon have been calmer in recent days. The shift away from large-scale clashes with police deploying tear gases. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here is Caesar, better known as Caesar, the no-drama llama, is a retired 6-year-old Argentine grand champion show llama that now works as a therapy llama and llama activist. One of the best talents of offering emotional support hugs, which people line up to give him at protests. I might have to go to protest more often if there's llamas there giving out free hugs. Wow. That is funny. And it's quite tall. Wow. Alrighty. Next story. Beavers reintroduction study hailed as brilliant success at further releases planned. All right, so this is from the UK. I believe the southwest of UK, so in Devon. All right, so let's take a short watch at their video of beavers. Very interesting. Is that a mother and its baby beavers, I assume? Wow. Very interesting. Alrighty. Next story from Google and YouTube. All right, so Google and YouTube to block junk food advertisements for people under 18 in the UK amid government efforts to tackle obesity. Wow. I feel like that is a step in the right direction. You know, it is, everyone's duty to make sure that all our youth are healthy, and of course, that means less junk food. So good on Google and YouTube. Hopefully they make this worldwide and not just in the UK. Our next story from Lego. Everyone knows Lego, the building blocks, all right? Lego is launching Braille bricks for students across the US. Interesting. All right, so let's see. The Lego Foundation designed and created a line of blocks molded with studs that correspond to numbers and letters in the Braille alphabet. Wow, that is cool. Good on Lego. All right, next story from Austrian Zoo. 4 cheetah cubs make their adorable debut at an Austrian zoo. All right, lots of animal stories this week. We gotta take a look at these baby cheetahs. Oh, that's loud. Yeah. Vienna Zoo. Wow, how adorable is that? If I'm ever in Austria, I'm gonna go visit the Vienna Zoo. Alrighty, next story from Uganda. Alright, there's a gorilla baby boom happening in Uganda. Alright, so let's see. Let's take a read. Alright, so the babies were born in Windy Impenetrable National Park in July to separate groups of gorillas, and both families are comfortable in the presence of humans. The newborns are part of a baby boom in a protected forest popular with tourists. Interesting. There are roughly 1,000 mountain gorillas living in Congo, Uganda, Rwanda, the highest figure ever recorded per the International Union for the Conservation. Wow, only 1,000? That's the highest? We gotta bump those numbers up. Hopefully they keep on rebounding. Alright, next story. A teen is found in the woods 8 days after going missing. Alright, so an 18-year-old who went missing on July 24th has been found 8 days later in the heavily wooded Cascade Mountains east of Seattle in what rescuers are calling a miracle. Okay, so Giovanna Fuda went missing on last Friday and was last seen on surveillance camera at a shop. Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay, so they called the area a dead zone, said it was difficult to track Fuda's cell phone. Initially, authorities believed her phone was turned off while searching for her, but are now unsure if it was off or it just had no signal. Wow. Fuda had no food with her, but there are berries in the woods. She would have been able to drink from the creek, officials said. 8 days. That is insane. Glad they found her. Alright, next story. Another found story, I guess, found person story. So Anderson KC-135 crew locates missing mariners on lone Pacific island. All right, let's take a look at this short video. Okay. Let's pause it right there. Wow, SOS. If you're ever stranded on an island or anywhere and you have a big open place, put some sticks or rocks in an SOS, and hopefully someone sees it and saves you. That is an extremely small island. Wow. Oh, and they get the helicopter. Nice. Let's take a read at what happened. All right, so guardsmen from the 200 National Guard and the 131st Air Refueling Wing, Pennsylvania, and locate 3 missing mariners on Pikelet Island during a search and rescue mission in the Federated State of Micronesia, southwest of Guam, on August 2nd. On July 29th, 3 mariners aboard a 23-foot white and blue skiff departed, intending to travel approximately 21 nautical miles to Pulap. So they weren't missing that long, but man, a few days can feel like an eternity if you're missing. Glad they were found. All right, next story from the United States Justice Department. All right, the United States Justice Department announced housing assistance grants for human trafficking survivors. All right, so this is big news out of the States. I know our board member, Randy Phipps, is also a board member on sorry, organization that is against human trafficking. They want to free people from human trafficking. So, anyways, let's take a read. The Justice Department is announcing housing assistance grant for survivors of human trafficking, which has been on the rise during the pandemic. What? Okay, so it's announcing over 35 million in housing assistance grants to 73 nonprofit organizations from 33 states across the country. Wow, that is good news. And hopefully one day we can end all human trafficking. All right, next story. A minke whale on Hartlepool Coast saved from being stranded. Wow, this is exactly like Free Willy. If everyone's ever watched that movie, let's go. Hashtag Free Willy. All right, so a minke whale in danger of being stranded on the beach has been rescued. Let's see. It was spotted on fish sands on Hartlepool Headland at about 11 on Saturday. British divers, Marine Life Rescue said mammal medics and the local Coast Guard team had supported the whale in water until specialist equipment arrived. Wow, that is great. All right, next story from Japan. All right, this story about a clever cat in Japan. Look at the cat. He looks like he doesn't know what's going on. But anyways, let's take a look. Clever cat wins police applauded in Japan for leading to rescue a man stuck in canal. Let's see. A cat in the city of Toyama has been honored by local police for helping lead the rescue of an elderly man who had fallen into an irrigation channel. All right. On June 16th, a 77-year-old woman taking a walk around 7:30 p.m. found Coco, a female cat who belongs to a neighbor, staring into the canal and acting strangely. When she followed the cat's gaze, she discovered a man lying on his back in a 60-centimeter wide and 40-centimeter deep canal. The water was about 15 centimeters deep. 60 centimeters wide. That's like, let me see. Let's see. I've got a measuring tape right here. Let's see how wide it is. 60 centimeters wide. Okay, that's about that much. All right, if you can see it on my screen. Wow, 60 centimeters. And then 40. So, okay, you can fit comfortably in that. My shoulders don't even go past 60. 40 centimeters deep. He's lying on his back 40 centimeters deep. That's about 40 centimeters deep. Wow. And then submerged in 15 centimeters of water, which is about that much. Wow, okay. So, good thing he wasn't, his head wasn't under the water. Alright, let's continue the story. So, calling out for help for her 40-year-old daughter who lives nearby, she immediately went to the man's rescue. She was soon joined by Coco's owner, 45-year-old Tomoko Nida, and her 20-year-old and 18-year-old sons. The 5 people managed to lift the man out of the canal. He was found to have sustained only skin abrasions. So, the Toyama Minami police station honored the 5 neighbors with certificates of commendation on Saturday, while Coco was presented with cat food for her effort. Wow, interesting. All right, next story from Florida. A Florida shopper who coughed on a cancer patient at Florida Pier 1 arrested on assault charges. Wow. The bad news is, like, who? Like, come on now. But, you know, the good news is she got arrested, so that is a happy ending to his story. And hopefully no one goes on coughing on anyone, regardless of if they're a cancer patient or not. All right, next story. Canada is sending up to $5 million in humanitarian aid to Lebanon after the Beirut explosion. All right, so very terrible news this week coming from Beirut. They had a big explosion. I don't know the specifics, so I'm not going to speculate on it. I just know that there was a big explosion. Very terrible. And good on Canada for sending humanitarian aid. I'm sure other countries will send humanitarian aid as well. Next story from Walmart Canada. Walmart to make face masks mandatory for customers across Canada. Requirement goes into effect Wednesday, August 12th across Canada. I thought this was already a thing, but I guess not for Canada. But now it's going to be a rule for Walmart Canada starting August 12th. I mean, better late than never, I guess. So good on Walmart. Oh, next story. Doug Ford says he's coming after violent criminals in Toronto. Man, look at that face. So high definition. Wow. They could not have chosen a better picture. Okay, so let's see. The premier gave message to criminals behind recent spate of shootings and other crimes in Toronto during a press conference. He said, "We're coming after you. We'll throw the book at you, and we're going to put you behind bars." Ford Nation just announced $6 million from crime proceeds to combat guns, gangs, sexual violence, and human trafficking. Nice. That is pretty good, you know? Crime is never a good thing, so hopefully we get some justice. All right, Toronto is getting a drive-in venue like Jurassic Park for Raptors playoffs game. All right, so this drive-in venue is going to be happening at Ontario Place grounds in Toronto. Right, so this is the Maple Leaf Square, dubbed Jurassic Park for a Raptors playoffs game. Obviously, we can't stand shoulder to shoulder anymore due to the global pandemic, but we can drive in. All right, so Toronto sports fan. All right, so MLSE, Live Nation, and OLG announced OLG PlayStation, a new drive-in venue where fans can park and watch Maple Leafs and Toronto Raptors games, as well as live concert. The new venue is located on the east side of Ontario Place in Lot 2, right along the waterfront, and the first event will take place August 7th. Wait, that's tonight. I know that there's a Raptors game tonight at 9 p.m. All right, let's take a look at this video. This is another drive-in venue at the Polson Pier in Toronto's East End. Drive-in concert venue. The Polson Pier. I love the ideas of drive-in theaters, but hopefully everyone turns off their cars when they're sitting there for hours on end listening to the music, because the car emissions are going to be through the roof. Interesting. So here are they up. Wait, there's a monster. What's that monster truck? Is that a band? Interesting. All right, next story. This place for popsicles is unlike anything in Toronto, called Soul Provisions. All right, they make really interesting popsicles. Let's take a look. Looks like a strawberry in there. This next one's my favorite. Oreos. Nice. I love Oreos. Very interesting. So if you're in Toronto, go check it out. Oh, can dogs eat popsicles? Interesting. All right. So next story from Doug Ford again, the Ontario Premier. All right, so Ford won't hesitate to shut schools again if COVID-19 starts blowing up in the fall. So parents, get ready. Your kids are just going to be staying home if they shut it down again. All right. Doug Ford says he'll do all it takes to keep Ontario students safe. He promised residents that he won't hesitate to shut schools down if we're to experience a second wave of COVID-19 in Ontario. A resurgence of the pandemic in the fall is considered likely by many experts. Now, a lot of people are on the fence about sending their kids to school because, Ontario schools are not the best. There's a lot of construction backlogs and, a lot of cramped spaces. So this is a prime environment to spread the virus. So that's why everyone's hesitant about sending the kids to school, but also they don't want to send their kids to school because they gotta go to work. So we'll see what happens. But I found it interesting. There's a quote from a doctor in the States. He says, "I'd rather dumb students that are alive than educated students who are dead. Which I agree with, right? They're not going to get educated if they're not at school, but better to be alive than have the virus and possibly, pass away from the virus. All right. Ooh, oh, okay. You don't need to see that. I accidentally exited. All right, next one. Edmonton Oilers. All right, NHL. 50-50 closes early after hitting record $5.4 million. A 50-50 total estimates of Wednesday's 50-50 draw is $5,417,130. Wow, that is absolutely insane. Okay, so the Edmonton Oilers online 50-50 sale ahead of Wednesday night games against Chicago was closed nearly 6 hours before puck drop, and it reached the maximum number of tickets sold for a day. The Edmonton Oilers Community Fund Foundation announced Wednesday afternoon on Twitter that due to historic record-setting sales, the event had to be closed. The draw hit the server provider's maximum allowed ticket sales. The Oilers Entertainment Group said in a release. The total estimated pot of Wednesday is $5.4 million. The winner will take home $2.7 million, a record for sports 50-50 draw. I am absolutely appalled. Wow, I didn't know 50-50 draws went that high. Man, I wish when MJKO was doing 50-50 at the ACC for MLSC, we got that high, because 50% goes to charity, the other 50% goes to the winner. So that 50% that goes to charity, that charity is well off for a long time with that kind of dough. All right, this next story. No positive COVID-19 tests in NBA bubble for third consecutive week. And we got the Raptors here in the photo. We got Terrence Davis trying to score on Goran Dragic of the Miami Heat, and Norman Powell just looking at him. All right, next story from Mexico. Mexico obesity. Okay, I don't want to butcher this name. Bans the sale of junk food to children. Okay, so Mexican state of Oaxaca has banned the sale of junk food and sugary drinks to children in an attempt to reduce high obesity and diabetes levels. Okay, so it's the first state to take the measure. Mexico, which has one of the world's highest rates of childhood obesity. Interesting. This, along with Google and YouTube banning ads for junk food, man, obesity would not be a thing for children. All right, let's take a look at a video of a wombat and kangaroo. Just gotta love animals.
Thought a wombat and a kangaroo would be such great pals. We put them in a little area together, and right from the start, Buggy was just all over Wally. Wally's grazing on the ground, and Buggy's following and just sucking on his ear the whole time. It was like, what's going on here? That was really weird. And every time we put them out together, that's what they do. When we brought them back inside for pouch time, we'd set them up in two little separate pouches. I'd go away, come back 2 minutes later, and Wally's either in Buggy's bag or Buggy's sitting on Wally.
How cute is that?
It's just crazy because they're not even the same species, yet they seem to really want to cuddle.
What are you two doing?
And a kangaroo.
What are you doing in his bag?
Baby kangaroo, aka a Joey.
Honestly, we couldn't keep them apart. And as they got bigger, it got harder because Wally was this big brick, and you'd go
Man,
in
I need to go to
sitting on top of
Australia.
poor Buggy.
Wally.
Australia has so many interesting animals.
We saw a wombat on the side of the road and decided to pull over.
We had to cut this little dude out of his mom's pouch. Look at him. He's so sweet.
And brought him home.
He's following Daddy.
Wally loves to play. Wally's like a little dog. We had him for about 2 months before we found Buggy. Buggy was found at the local golf course.
Can you keep
He
these
was hiding in the
two as
bushes,
pets in Australia?
and we put them outside
That'd be pretty
together.
cool.
Buggy just followed Wally along. I don't know if it was a security thing. They were both young, obviously missing their mums. I'd go out the back, and the two of them would be spooning. They didn't ever leave each other's side. Buggy decided he loved the heat from the fire. I'd come back in the room, and there's Wally all cuddled up next to Buggy in front of the fire. They did a lot of canoodling in front of our
Too
fireplace.
cute indeed. Alrighty, moving on to our last story of the day. I've been reporting this for, I think, over a month now, but Toronto has been doing this for quite a while now. So parts of major roads in Toronto will be closed for people to be active this weekend, starting at Saturday at 6 a.m. until Sunday at 11 p.m. So Lakeshore Boulevard West from Windermere to Stadium Road, Lakeshore Boulevard East from Leslie Street to Woodbine Avenue, and Bayview from Front Street East to Rosedale Valley. Alright, so they closed down a section of roads in Toronto for people to get active. As you can see, you can run, walk, bike, rollerblade, walk the dog, whatever you like. Very cool. So get out there this weekend and be active. All right. Now, be sure to check out the MJKO YouTube page. This is where we post all our content, all right? And you can watch all our home workouts anytime you want, all right? So you don't have to wait for us to be live. You can watch all our home workouts at home. So you can, on YouTube, you can search MJKO Boxing. It'll take you right to our page, all right? And of course, you scroll down, we got some playlists right here. Home boxing workouts, tons of them. All right, we got trivia shows if you want to watch those anytime. We have all the cooking videos. All the cooking videos are exclusive to the MJKO YouTube page, right? You will not find it anywhere else. So lots of recipes on there. And of course, Ibrahim's karaoke show. Lots of singing from karaoke. Now, that being said, that wraps it up for today. Now, before we go, if you are a youth and you're going through some mental health difficulties, I know this pandemic has not been easy on everyone. So if you are a youth, please consider going to Kids Help Phone. You can go to kidshelpphone.ca. You can also text, phone them, live chat them. All right, so check it out. This next mental health resource is not age specific. It is for youth and adults alike. All right, you can Google Wellness Together Canada, or you can visit the website ca.portal.gs. All right, so I believe you can text them. So anyways, they have youth resources here and adult resources here. Okay, as you can see, yes, you can text them. All right, text them, visit the website. All right, that being said, this is Jimmy signing off.